Hello and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'll be talking about teachers, so hopefully you enjoy. Anyways, so first I'm going to talk about my poetry teacher. Well, technically my English teacher, but she teaches us poetry. It's a special teacher for that. She didn't actually give us any homework. I don't think once we've gotten homework from her, so that's good. Here's something you probably don't know about me. I would like to be a writer, possibly when I grow up, an author. So when my school had this writing club and my poetry teacher was running it along with another teacher, I decided to go one day. And I'm not even joking, I went and there was no one there. It was just the two teachers, and it's so awkward because I don't want to waste their time teaching one kid. So I start walking away, and then they see me and they're hi, and then I'm just I don't want to bother you, so I leave, and then I hear them, they're the two teachers who run it, they're oh, he's lovely. And in my art class, my art teacher, she's kind of screaming at everyone constantly. Dion, you better do this, I'll get you into ship-shape in no time. Self-soothing like little babies. She also apparently has some bodies in the back, and she tells us to look at the board so we know what to do in class, and she calls it self-soothing, like what babies do. When a baby is crying and the parent just leaves it to cry, because so it can self-soothe. And she, in the room, she had a hand kind of thing, a fake hand that one student made, and then she went around and wriggled it on people's hands for some reason. Also, there's this kid in my class who's always late because he has physical education right before. And the other day he was late for class, and he said it was because they extended the PE. They extended the PE row. What do you mean extended the PE? He said, we decided to extend the PE, so, and then he got in trouble, so.
I'm sorry, sir.
Alright, so a few years ago, I had this teacher. She seemed always angry, but she was kind of nice too. I don't really know how to explain. She wasn't, I don't know. She was strict, but not too strict. And there was this one kid in the class who we'll call... Yeah, so I asked ChatGPT and they were, very helpful. Very helpful. So let's call him Noodle Nicky. Noodle Nicky. So this teacher really had it out for Noodle Nicky, and every time Noodle Nicky didn't show a happy expression on his face or whatever, she would say positive attitude Nicky. And my Irish teacher, she does this thing where every Friday, or she used to anyway, we would do a blocket and she would pick person of the week, best at Irish or something, and give them a chocolate bar. And one day everyone was throwing paper planes around and stuff, while I wasn't. And then she told us we couldn't do a blocket. She said the person she was gonna pick was throwing paper around, so they lost a reward. So obviously it wasn't me, because I wasn't throwing paper around. And she goes, you know whose chocolate bar this is? And then we ask whose, and she says mine. And then she eats it right in front of us, the disrespect. So a few years ago, I had this teacher who I'll call Miss Nice, as she was nice. And we had to do this thing called creative writing where we wrote stories. One day we had to write about a fire breaking out in the school. And in mine we were all evacuating, and then Mrs. Nice died. And my 8-year-old self wrote, Miss Nice died but nobody cared. Which, she was the nicest teacher ever. I obviously felt really bad about it and made a card for her the next day. Anyway, shortly after, she transferred schools. I wonder why. Well guys, that's all for this video about my teachers in school. I've spent hours on this video, and I even did some on Christmas Day and Christmas Eve and Stephen's Day. So I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe and watch my other videos. It would help me out a lot. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.